He's a very funny guy, just working down at Catch a Rising Star in Cambridge, and he has traveled over here to the oasis, the mecca of comedy, Boston Brookline Cablevision. Please, a nice round of applause, Mr. John Groff.
Unbelievable. Hi. This is great. Great. You put me in a good mood. I started off today, I wanted to look good tonight, so I went and got my hair cut at the barbershop. I said to the barber, could you make me look 4 years old? Do you think you could do that for me? And I think he came through, don't you? I think he delivered the mail for me. I think he hauled the goods. The preschool look apparently is very in this year. I didn't know that. I'm told that that's a good fashion statement to be making here. The Fisher-Price look, you want to be leading with that. But I don't mind looking young because I think it's Christmas time. We're talking about it's a young people's season. I remember being a kid. My parents tried to do the right thing on Christmas time. They usually kind of screwed it up. They got me a little electric train set for Christmas one year, which is a nice idea. Had a third rail, which was uncomfortable. But they did stuff like that all the time. We used to play tackle football when we were kids, out in the yard, playing out there, knocking each other around. We never used any equipment. So for Christmas one year, my dad, because he was convinced we were going to get hurt, went out and he bought all this equipment for me and all my friends to use out in the yard. But he didn't go to a sporting goods store to get it. He went to an Army-Navy store. So instead of regular football helmets, which would have been great, we had military helmets. I had one of those World War I Kaiser helmets with the big spike on top. You know what I'm talking about? Like the end of Hogan's Heroes. It was terrible. Spear tackling had to be outlawed. End of the game, spike the ball. Made a really great play. You'd spike yourself, head in the ground, 2 legs in the air like this. I scored! Nothing but helmet jokes from here on in, folks, so buckle up. No, I like my parents. They're nice people. Not the hippest people in the world to this day. They kind of just sometimes aren't real up on current affairs, current trends. I was with my mom a couple months ago. We're driving along in a car, looks out the car window. She sees this kid riding his bicycle. He's about 15 years old. He's got one of those haircuts where he's got a big strip of hair running down the middle of his head and no hair on either side of his head. And what would you call that kind of a haircut? Mohawk. My mom's like, is that one of those Iroquois haircuts I've heard so much about? No, Mom, wrong tribe, okay? Upstate New York, very good on the geography, but I think the Iroquois were hunter-gatherers and the Mohawk were farmers, if I'm not mistaken, all right? You live in Boston now? Do you get to any Celtics games? No, Mom, no Celtics games, not unless they play the Anglo-Saxons or the Visigoths, all right, Mom? Maybe when the Druids are in town for a game. You can come up, we'll check out a Celtics game together, Mom, all right? You can bring a tree for the halftime ceremonies. They are nice people. My dad's a minister, which is a weird thing, having a minister as a father. This time of year especially, a lot of religious activity going on. It was weird. He would say weird things around the house every once in a while. Honey, you know what? It's been a while. Let's have the boss over for dinner tonight. 6:30, doorbell rings. There's God and his wife. I had to play with baby Jesus all night. He keeps trying to crawl across the fish tank. We sit down to dinner. I say pass the bread. Big mistake. We're there all night. 5,000 loaves later, we just opened a bakery. It just made a lot more sense at that point. But, you with the fishes. You're next. What else? But I survived my parents. I went to college. I look like Joe College guy. I know that. I had to work in college during the summers. I sold knives door to door one summer. Knives for the Cutco Knife Company. Has everyone heard of this company? It's a real company, Cutco, sure, but it's a weird thing selling knives door to door. We show up at the door, sample case in hand, ring the doorbell, ding dong, hi! I'm here with 12 sharp knives. Can I come in? Sure, young stranger, come into my house with the dangerous implements. I'd like that. Oh no, my husband won't be home for 8 or 10 hours. Feel free to dismember me. That would be fine. Quit that job. I got out of college. My first job out of college, I worked in an office. I hated it. My boss was too much of a jerk to buy us a copying machine for the office, which is a pretty standard piece of office equipment, right? A copying machine. He made us use silly putty. It's like, Groff, you make 20 copies of that right away? Sure, boss, no problem. One. So anyway, that's the deal. I guess. Elvis time. We got Elvis's Christmas album coming up. That's a big thing. I like Elvis's version of mine. I like Sid Vicious's version even better. Sid Vicious did a great version of the song My Way. People might remember that. Actually, I felt bad. It came out about 10 years ago. Did not get a lot of radio airplay because about a month before Sid released his version of the song My Way, he stabbed his girlfriend to death in the Hotel Chelsea in New York City, which I felt really bad about at the time. I mean, really bad. Because I sold him the knives earlier that day. Thanks a lot. My name is Jonathon Groff. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Jonathon Groff. There you go. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Mike.
Really, Dad's a minister and you sold knives door to door.
That's a combination there.
Did he help you into the business?
Well, it's kind of, they're both blood sports, I would say. But,
Yeah. And where'd you grow up?
in New Jersey.
In Jersey?
Jersey, yeah. So I grew up in Jersey. My parents, I got my exit visa when I turned 18, so I left. Parents are still there trying to get him out. State Department is not
it won't
cooperating.
happen.
No, they're just not. They're not helping out at all.
It's kind of like Russia.
Yeah. Oh, it's the gulag. Really, that's where the gulag in New Jersey is really good.
I've had that gulag down.
Delicious.
Very
delicious
wonderful.
gulag. Then I went to college in Rhode Island. Which
Why?
Well, I
Couldn't get in anywhere else?
The transition was.
What college?
I went to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah.
Just for the prostitutes?
You know, they were there when I was there, but I still couldn't get laid. Which
No?
is unbelievable. Yeah.
That's
Well,
great,
it's not a
Jan.
big. It's not a big.
Hey, Dad, send more money.
The transition between Rhode Island and New Jersey was good because they're really, they're very close. People joke about New Jersey. I think Rhode Island is kind of, very similar. I think in a lot of ways. Let's put it this way: if New England could floss, I think Rhode Island would cease to exist. Let's put it that way.
Or at least become an island.
Exactly. It's like the entire state of New Hampshire is up there going, something there tastes like crap. Must be Pawtucket. Okay. Not a nice state. Actually, never more than 25 minutes from a beach or a convicted felon, which is a nice thing I think in any state.
Oh, you're much closer to a felon than that.
That's true.
Come on now.
No, it is Rhode Island.
Yeah.
That's true.
Barry Crimmins had a very funny line. We were working at some kind of a joint, and it seemed like every guy in there had some sort of a giant chain with a pepper hanging off of it. He walked in, looked around, and said, "Ugh, never want to be caught in an electrical storm in here." So you're an artist too, aren't you?
Well, this is an art, but no, I'm not really an artist.
Oh, this is an art right here?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
the art of
Picasso,
conversation.
keep going.
Yeah. No, I enjoy the arts.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I we want to support the local artists in the Boston area.
So what are you doing?
Well, we went out and we purchased. We went up to an art gallery to look, for some. Actually, it was the lobby of the Showcase Cinema in Route 1 in Revere. But,
You get a big John Wayne, did you?
my girlfriend got a little confused.
Yeah.
So she mistook the usher for the artist. So she's like, "Well, what's your motivation in doing this work?" And he's like, "The hours are more flexible than Burger King." I mean,
If you buy a painting from the usher, he gives it to you, but he tears it first. So, Ladies and gentlemen, John Groff.
Thank you.